Yeah, it was a timeline thing. So why can it be a timeline thing? It's not a timeline thing. Yeah, it is, because what she asked for, she asked for somebody else. And previously, when she had asked for it, she asked the person currently next door and myself. This time, she didn't. So what is it a timeline? I yelled out, and I did say to her, which flavour is it that she's wanting? Because, as I said previously, I remember her saying that she wanted it, but I went to the shop and I was like, what flavour does she want? I didn't ask her. So, and then got back and figured that she didn't need it anymore because she didn't say anything. So that was today. However, why is it a timeline thing? Because when you're raising children, and I ask that this gets through because I want the credit, I'll be honest. I know we say, okay, it's not important who gets the credit. And at the same time, you're trying to build your credibility to be able to know that it is yes, speaking and spoken from experience. However, when you actually are raising children, sometimes they get to a certain age where you just have to back off. When they're speaking to each other, even sometimes when they're arguing. Because if you intervene and you sort of say, well, you know what, just stop it, you're actually then preventing the opportunity for themselves to work out this solution, to be able to build that healthy relationship with each other as siblings. Now, some will say outshine your sibling, whatever. However, as siblings, to be able to build your relationship, it's like any relationship, you get to know each other. And if you have a third person interfering or intervening, then that opportunity to do so is diluted. So that's what I see. Next door was being asked, not me. So that's between them two. Thinking that, the intention was from a good place. If I ask her what flavour it would be, then I can go and get it if that's the case, because I do end up going out. And yet, because it wasn't asked of me, it was a conversation between them. Am I making sense? Am I coming across clearly? So you're a single mum, your kids are arguing or having this discussion, you want peace and quiet, and you're like, okay, I'm here. You can either turn around and say, well, excuse me, can you guys, what is going on? Tell me now what's going on. And you kind of have that, as Stephen Covey would say, that command and control. Or you could walk away, let them work out what they need to, and give them a certain time to do so. And if someone says, oh, well, they're making you walk out of the room, no, you're choosing to walk out of the room so you can get your peace and quiet while they need to work out what they need to work out between them two. And then that way, they are building their own relationship as siblings, which kind of gives you space to then go elsewhere and build your relationships or do what you need to do to take care of you. And again, as I say this, it does depend on your circumstances at times, because different people may have different circumstances. And there are times that you may wish to just go into the next room and still listen in to what is going on so that you can hear the communication. And then you learn more when they are younger as they start to grow. How that communication changes, how the understanding might change, and yet you're still further and far enough to learn then how to approach it next time round. Still let them work it out, still be in a room elsewhere, or go for a walk, or go to the gym, or whatever it is, and then you get back, it's all done and sorted. And if not, and they're not talking and it's not a healthy environment, that is the only time to kind of step in. And I'm very grateful and very thankful because people are talking about family and Thanksgiving. And I learned that from family. And I learned that from family that had children that were older. No family is perfect. However, if you can look at something, as I say, and say, well, yeah, I agree with that part. I don't agree with that part. You take on what it is that you agree with. Yeah, I agree in a close family that's having a great time, sitting around at the table, enjoying, meal times together. I enjoy the banter. I think it's fantastic. I don't enjoy the banter that may put somebody down, even in jest, because of the power of the subconscious mind and what it is that we allow ourselves to be told and what we tell ourselves. So that's where, as I said, what I say, some of it may resonate, some of it may not. Take on board what does, dump what isn't, and what doesn't. And on that note, wherever you are with your family, happy Thanksgiving Day, happy Thanksgiving week. If you're honouring it as such, and thank you for sharing your different stories, experiences, and how it is that your family does things too. Ciao.